Welcome to our podcast today. I'm Jamie Bona.
I'm Melody Williams.
We welcome you to join us today. Our dogs want to be, or my dogs want to be in the camera as well, but that's okay. Miss Melody,
Yes,
do you want to tell us? You said that today you just woke up and you knew what we were supposed to do.
yes, because of course, every time we come on the podcast, we always want to come with a thought or something to impart into you, something that when you walk away, you leave with this thought throughout your week. So as I was just praying, asking God, as far as what can I say that may impact and empower you, He gave me this thought for you. So I want you to meditate on this thought because words have power. That you are indeed enough. You're enough. I don't care if you're a student. I don't care if you're a mom. I don't care if you're an entrepreneur. I don't care if you're starting your business. Whatever it is, you are enough to do it. He has built you and equipped you for this time. And at such a time as this, that He is going to allow you to soar. So always remember, ladies, I am enough. And if you say that throughout the week, when you feel so, I'm overwhelmed, I can't do this, I've got this due, that due, I've got to make dinner, I've got this, you may be a single mom. You are enough. You are equipped for the job. You're equipped for the journey.
That is true. And even when you don't think that you are, right?
Yes.
So you'll
Yes.
be like, I remember right before I was to give birth and it was an emergency C-section. And I remember thinking, I'm not ready. I still had like 2 more
Yes.
months. And it was
Yes.
like, the joke was on me. I had to be ready. So I think this is perfect. So when you were telling me that you just had that feeling, it's funny you said that because yesterday I was driving and I was like, please give me like a sign to like, what can I do for today? So a few months ago, out of nowhere, and this, I don't know why I never posted it, and it might sound a little morbid to people, but I wrote a letter that's like, it's lessons for my daughters. And you were saying, what did you say about your mom?
I said my mom did that for me, and I thought that was something so priceless that she left each of her children a letter. And it was just almost like a mother's blessing. And there is nothing like a mother's blessing, especially if they're gone. That they set the trajectory of your life, I believe.
I do
Because
too.
once again, words have power. So then if I get the mother's blessing to do what I'm supposed to do, to be who I'm supposed to be, to conquer what I'm supposed to conquer, I indeed believe now that I can do all things. And
That's
nothing,
right.
nothing impossible for me.
Should we start with a couple of these lessons I have, and then I can get your
Oh,
opinion on what you think?
I love it. Go, go, go.
Okay. I wrote, it's okay. I haven't read these, you guys, in like months since I wrote them. It's okay to cry when you're hurt. When you are through crying, wash your face, fix your lashes, and keep moving forward.
Love it. Love it.
Love it.
Love
All
it.
right.
Love it.
How about if you're, oh, I said if you're going to curse, know your audience. It
Well, no, that's relevant. That's relevant. I don't
is
care.
relevant.
But the reality is, I always say, when I walk into the room, the atmosphere needs to know I'm there. Now that is a tweetable moment. About that, when I do so, I need to always be aware of my audience because if I'm just kicking it with my girlfriends, there's another Melody you see. If I'm interacting with my husband, there's another Melody you see. If I'm interacting with my children, there's another Melody you see. Because once again, we're talking about being the authentic me, that I am multifaceted. And I think
Right?
that that is something that is empowering, what you just said there, that when life hands you something unexpected, you have a choice to make. And so you could have been like, oh, I'm by myself. Okay, now I've got a child that's got this, and my career's on pause. And see, we as women, we put ourselves on pause for our families. We do. We all do it. All right, and we say, we'll do this later. So now later may be in my 40s, later may be in your 30s, later may be even in your 60s, depending upon who's watching. But I need you to know today that your later is now, that you can do whatever you desire to do right now because you are equipped for it. So I love that you shared that because that was not something expected. You're pregnant, you're excited. Now I get a child that has a disability and that needs care.
And I just graduated with my master's degree. So like I was at the time, I mean, so I was like everybody was excited to start their new careers and I was
Yes.
like, you know what? It's okay. I'm going to do what I um my degree is in counseling psychology, but I wound up never opening up a private practice. First of all, I was only 24, but also because of all the other health challenges that I was dealing with for my daughter. So instead, I became a college instructor, and I've been doing that for 18 years. And let me tell you something, I love it.
And the reality is that what I love about just the irony of life, that Everything you learned, you are now putting in practice, but just in a different platform. So
That's
we
right.
think that life, oh, this happened to me, this happened to me. Everything that I have taken, been through, endured, I use every day in life. Nothing is wasted. Your tears, your struggle, your disappointment, your
So,
frustration, nothing is wasted. We all recycle it in life.
all right, so let's go to the next one. Surround yourself with people and places that lift your spirit. You would definitely
Awesome.
agree with that. Yes.
I totally will. Oftentimes, our environment will always influence us. And then if my environment is toxic, come on, then needless
Yep.
to say, it's going to impact and empower me some way,
Hmm.
positively or negatively. So just a story. One time there's the girl at my job, and she was negative Nancy. Oh my goodness. You could see a sunny day and she was like, is that a cloud in the back? I mean, she just would find something wrong all the time, but she couldn't see herself. This is so good.
Mm.
She couldn't see herself. So she's talking to me one day, complaining to me about another worker that is a complainer. And I wanted to hold the mirror up like this, like, so,
That's
so
that's
it's because
true.
that's true. So you want to be, careful with your environment of who you're allowing in your space. If
You're
you
right.
walk into a space and you don't leave, and that person and they leave you, and you're feeling depressed, you're feeling frustrated, you're feeling empty out and exhausted, you need to change your circle, sister. Okay, change your circle.
You have control of your emotions and actions. However, you do not have the right to control someone else. The same is true in the reverse. So you cannot let somebody else control you. But
Right.
I
I
don't
love
have
that.
the right to control you.
I love that. I love that. And I know that there's probably so many studies on that, but there's a couple young ladies that I'm dealing with now that their boyfriends are control freaks. And I said, but now see, my thing is though with that, the warning signs were always there when you were dating. They were there.
It
But
probably
with
felt
you,
comfortable to the person because maybe that's what they experienced in their home growing up.
and they
So,
feel as though that's love, the
and it's
extra
not.
attention. That's
Mm-mm.
extra attention because now he's on your phone, he's got this, he's tracking you. I didn't even know what tracking was till my son told me. He's like, oh yeah. He said, so he's tracking you. He's always showing up unexpected. If you say I'm going to be at my girlfriend's house, he's checking in. Oh my goodness, there was one couple that I was dealing with that he literally, because once again, baggage, luggage, you carry from the old relationship. His last girlfriend cheated on him. So now his present girlfriend, that is about to be his wife, is now getting all of the backlash from the last relationship that she had nothing to do with. So now he's control. She goes out with the girlfriends. You got to call me when you leave. You got to call me when you get there. You got to call me when you're on your way back. Control freak.
Mm-mm. Yeah,
And
no,
at
don't
first
do
he
that.
said, like, well, why do you have to go out with them? And I just finally said to him, wait, what broke you? What he didn't
And what
realize.
is it about her that she's accepting that? Because there's somebody else that would be like, get the hell out
Uh,
of here. Like me, I would
Thank
be like,
you.
go,
Yeah,
go, go
no,
take a walk.
me and you both, girlfriend. Not happening.
I always say, especially to my daughters, if somebody says that like you need to put your face recognition or your thumb in their phone, break up with them right then and there.
Because they're telling you who they are. Believe
And
them.
not just that, they're telling you that they're not going to trust you, that they could get into your phone at any point. Why would you want that? My husband has never been in my phone, nor have I been in
Ever,
his.
ever.
I
And
don't
I
want to
don't
go on
need
his
to.
phone. Yeah, I don't want to
Right.
be in his phone. I got enough shit
Yeah.
of my own to do. I don't need to be looking in his phone too. I just trust him. So I also say never lie, especially to yourself,
I love that too.
which goes
Because
right
of
into
course
this.
we need to own our truth. What is my truth? My
That's
truth
right.
is different than your truth. And my truth should not be predicated on somebody else's opinion. I just got
Mm,
that. That was good. That was
that was
good.
good.
What I
That
just felt that. I felt that.
that was
That
good.
yes, that my truth should not be predicated on somebody else's opinion because everybody's going to have an opinion of me. But if that's not my truth, I don't have to receive it. Send it to the sender. I don't have to receive that. Just go, oh, you think you're this, you think you're that, oh, you're this, that, and the other. Okay, that's your opinion. That's why everybody has one. But what is my truth to me?
Yes,
And oftentimes we have to do that personal internal assessment to say, what is my truth? And
that's right.
oftentimes we as women, we don't know because our truth may morph, and that's okay. That in my 30s, my truth was one thing. In my 20s, my truth was
Oh
another thing.
yes.
In my 40s, my truth was another thing. In my 50s, my truth is another thing. So my truth is okay to move as I grow and mature and
That's
not
right.
be critical of myself because I am maturing. Because as
Yes.
I live life, wisdom should direct my truth.
That's right. That's right. Because if not, if you're just using your own personal bias and so I
Yeah,
totally agree with you. All right. How about if if you have an opinion, make sure it is educated.
I think
Mm.
we should be informed before we weigh in. You know,
Hmm.
it's one thing. It was funny that I learned just in the business world, that it's one thing for them to think a thing as far as me weighing in. It's another thing for me to confirm what they think. That's basically if they're an
Oh,
idiot. So if I'm in a room and I'm in a room with educated people, it's one thing for them to think, oh, she's this, that, and the other. It's another thing for me to open my mouth and let them know I'm an idiot. Okay. So once
yes.
again, that
I
goes back
think
to our
that's what you
other
were trying to get across to me that time, right?
room.
Like, because I kept saying to you, I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so stupid sometimes." Or I was like, I would like, I was saying things, and eventually you were just like, "All right, girl. Like, I know this is the first day we met, but you're gonna stop that." You were like,
Yes,
"Cut, done."
yes, yes. Cut. He said recycle. We're not going to do that
Yeah,
because
I'm not gonna do
we
that.
and I think we as women we have to really know our value. I mean
You're
that is
right.
the main thing. Even with us endeavoring to do this, to really know our value. And there's
Yes.
so much more in us. We are creative. We are mighty. We are stronger than we think. We are innovative.
Hmm.
Okay. We. I'm telling you, we have so much. We are the givers of life.
That's true. That's right.
We are the
Without us,
come on,
without us,
couldn't
it
be
ain't
nobody
happening.
else, honey.
It won't
We
be
are.
happening.
But the
No,
fact
you're
that
right.
God would trust us with something so precious confirms how important we are in the cycle of life.
Yep. Awesome. Which says right here, stay true to who you are always. So that was the same thing. Fall in love with more than people.
I love that.
You like
Yes,
that?
yes,
I like that too. I
yes,
don't even know where the hell I
yes.
came up with that at.
But that was a good one. And not to fall in love with things.
Not
Because
to fall in love with
oftentimes,
things, right?
yes,
Yeah, absolutely.
often,
So I'm glad you're clarifying this. Clarify.
yes,
Go ahead.
yes. Oftentimes we do, because especially it was funny. I was just talking to my son the other
Mhm.
night, and he was just talking. I said, we're talking about young women and the mentality. And he says, oftentimes some young women are like, what can I get from him? What is he bringing to the table? As far as materialistic things.
Yep.
Listen, when I got married, honey, I had my own house, my own furs, my own car, all of the things I did for me. So once again, why
Hmm.
are you, audience, waiting for a man to one give you permission and to release you to do what you want to do? Why am I waiting for a man to bring something to me that I can get for myself? I can do
Absolutely.
anything. So why would I sit here and give my power, my authority to another person, whether it's man or woman, to another person to validate what I desire? And see, that's once again, I'm surrendering over my power.
That's right.
And it's like, but if I want something, then I should have the ability to get what I want. And if I can't get what I want, then to have the maturity to wait until I'm able to do it. Okay.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say. Just like for some people, we're telling you that you do have the ability to set out to do whatever it is that you want. However, there's steps that you have to take. So sometimes I think young people, and I do it too, I'll look at my mom and I compare myself to like, I'll be like, oh, but my mom had, and she's like, Jamie, I'm 30 years older than you. Like that's
Yes.
why. Like I have 30 years more experience than you. I have 30 years
Yes.
of more savings than you. Like, and I'm like, oh, and so you don't, that's why I'm saying you don't, if you're down and out, just know that you can still do things and it's never too old. I always hear people say, I'm too old to go back to school. I'm too old. Let me tell you
What?
something.
Who said that? Who
Let
said
me
that?
tell you
Yes.
something. I have two African American women in my class that are in their 80s. Okay. And I
I
have a
love
couple
it.
that are in their
I
60s
love
and 70s.
I love it. Reality is though, and this is a thought that I just want them to ponder over too. Never be afraid to reinvent yourself.
Mm.
Never be
I'm
afraid to
in that
reinvent
phase right
yourself.
now, ladies. So
Yes,
you could do
you
it with
are.
me. I am in that phase right
Yes,
now.
you
So
are.
let's do it
I am
together.
too. Listen, Mike's got me going back to school, and I'm looking like, why? But
You're
it's
going back
like,
to
okay,
school?
yes, but that's a whole nother thing. Yes, he wants. I said, we don't need another degree, but I said, okay. I just said, and I had to just talk myself off the ledge and say, I can do all things. I can conquer this. He says, I am enough. I had to say it to myself, I am enough to do it again. But you have to
Yes.
be willing to reinvent yourself.
Yes.
And
And you have
once
to be willing
again,
to put the work in, right? You don't
yes,
just say yes to something. Like when you said yes, you know what it entails. So you weren't
yes,
just like, yeah, I'll go back to school. Like you've really had to
no,
think about it. Like, well, just to get back to the other story, the two ladies. So I had an African American student in her 20s that in class, we were having a discussion. She said, with all due respect, do you mind me asking, why did you decide to go back to school, in your 80s? I think what she was saying was, are you really going to work after this? Like, what are you doing getting your, and the woman said, because I can.
Oh, I love it.
And I got chills all over my body, and a bunch of us clapped. And I'm like, that's right. And even the girl, she was like, I love that. And she said, I know that I'm not going to work. I don't want to go to work after this. She's like, I worked hard. I'm retired. She said, but I never got the chance to go to college. And I always wanted to go to college. So
Come
I'm
on.
going to college. I'm showing my grandkids and my great grandkids that they could do it too. I was like, I love that. And she
And you know
graduated
what?
with honors.
I love it. And see, the thing about it, but she did it for her, you know, and that's where we need to be. If I'm reinventing myself, that I need to do it for me. Now, I'm just going to take a quick sidebar. Just where I'm at, a lot of the young girls they're flying different countries and they're doing this body makeover. So I know that's something that may be trending now. Because the reality is, I just want them to know, we know that it's trending and you have to be so, so careful. One of my young girls, she wanted to have the thing done, and now she had just lost one of her best friends. Died, done. That was it. Life was over for vanity. Okay, hey, I'm all about, looking good, preparing yourself. I work out every other day. My husband, my son are personal trainers. I get it. I get all of that. But am I going to take a chance on my life just to get the attention? And the attention that I get, is it really the attention that I want? So I'm walking down the street just for somebody to say, hey, shorty, really? Who are you doing it for? Who are you doing it for? Another one just came back. Oh, I didn't go out of the country. I went to Miami. Okay, great. But I'm still, who are you doing it for? And I challenged her. I said, okay, all that's great. You've got 2, 3 kids. Who did you do? She said, Miss Melody, I did it for me. I said, all
Then
right,
that's
then I'm doing
okay. Then that's
it. It
good.
is.
That's fine
But
if you do it for yourself.
do it for you. But I say to all of them, you have to use wisdom, because some of the other
Mhm.
girls, it was like, oh, my boyfriend. So now you got your butt, you got your boobs, you got your weight all done. Okay. But now the knucklehead that you with now may not even be with you.
Mm-mm.
So make sure that if you make that decision, you're doing it for you. So back to our 80 lady that was with you, that she
Mhm.
did something for her.
For herself. That's
And if
absolutely right.
do it for me, that means I'm going to be satisfied with it later.
And the girls that are going out of country to get these procedures to save $1,000, if you really think about it in the grand scheme of things, if you're going to do it, that's fine. But make sure you do it with somebody that you know has a good track record. And I'd
And take
rather wait.
somebody and take someone with you, because they're
Yes, I'd
going like this.
rather wait and, spend more money with somebody that I know has not had a bunch of, deaths than
Yes,
go save $600.
that you're going to spend an airfare. Stop playing with me. And you can't fly right back because you've got to do residence there. So, you've
Yes.
got to stay for like a week or something. Now, some of them are coming back and they're only trying to stay a couple of days. You endanger your life because you're in the air and that altitude changes all of that.
Hmm.
So that's how you're getting here. And I just found out yesterday, this young lady was telling me that now there's something as far as the ethics here in the United States, that if you get a procedure done over there, they cannot treat you here, because
What?
yes, they would be liable. So I definitely want to research that, because she was just telling me, she says, because it's
No,
something
that
about
makes total
a,
sense, right? Think about it.
a
If somebody comes
malpractice,
back here,
and I try and fix it and you die,
yes,
it's on me.
yes,
Yeah.
and you weren't the one that did it.
Yep. So it's like a malpractice thing she was
So
telling me
wait,
about.
that's crazy. You just said that. So one of my things is just because it's legal doesn't mean it's ethical. Legal and ethical are not the same.
Different things.
They're two
Yes.
different things. So just because somebody's going to do it doesn't make it okay.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And it
Somebody
doesn't
out
mean
there
it's
just might want
okay
the
for
money.
you. Doesn't mean it's okay
Exactly.
for you. So of
That
course the
is
same
right.
thing. This young lady, she went, lost her girlfriend. She went, and of course, she's like, "Oh, please pray, please, please pray." And so then I did, and so then she said, "Now she get one." I said, "I am not wasting prayer if you're not using wisdom. Okay, you have to use
Mhm.
wisdom in all that you're doing,
That's
because
right.
He's going to cover you, grace and mercy. Got that? But you have to use wisdom in all that you're doing. That's my thing.
One of my things I have here is your body, your rules. And when I wrote this, I know that I meant sexually, like, if you're not ready, say no. But talking about this subject too. I think that's really important. So your body, your rules. And I think that that still fits because like we were saying, as long as it's for yourself and it's well researched and like this is something you've been wanting for a long time. My daughter is missing her fibula, ankle, and last two toes on the right side. If she ever needed or wanted some kind of skin graft to cover the many, many, many scars that she has on her leg, go do it if it's for you. But I feel very lucky because to her, the way I raised her and the way she is personally, she says, I would never do that. Each one of these holes has a story. And I was like,
Good one.
yes,
I love it. I
yes.
love it. I love it
She said, each
because
one,
she took her
yeah,
power back. Yes.
yes. She was like, I don't want a skin graft. Why would I want a skin graft? She's like, this is a story. She's like, actually, it's like 30 of them. I was laughing. I was like, you're so right. So
Yeah.
whatever, that works. You must, wait, let's see. Wait, let me get down. You already said this one, so let me just show that I have it here too. Do not be afraid to change your opinion when provided with new information. This is growth through learning, not flip-flopping. So that's what you
Yes.
were talking about earlier.
Yes.
So we both, I feel like we have like the same thought process. I'm going to jump down to some at the end. I put most successful people failed along the way, many more than once. They made it because they did not give up on themselves. Never give up on yourself. You're enough.
Awesome. You're enough.
You're
Woo!
enough. You're
That's
enough.
it. That's
And then
it.
I wrote, when you feel down, remember you are strong. Pick your head up and straighten your crown. You're a queen.
Come on.
Come on.
That is it.
Maybe we should end the show all the time with that one. When you feel down, remember you are strong. Pick your head up and straighten your crown. You're a queen.
You are a queen. You're
You
a
are a
queen.
queen.
And,
And if people around you don't think you're a queen, we think you're a queen, right? So come here where we love you and think you're a queen. That was God saying, cut that out. That's what that was. Yeah, that was it. I'll cut it out. Don't worry.
So it's so funny because even as you said that, I just kind of got the download. Even when my crown is crooked, I'm still a queen.
That is right. That's
Right?
right. Yes, that
Right.
is so right.
So,
Even when your
yes,
crown is crooked, you're still a queen. I love that. I'm going to add that to it.
please, please,
Yeah.
because and that is so true because I could have off days, and even just because I have an off day does not stop me from being who I am.
No, you're right.
If I have an off day, it's like, okay, once again, I want to tell you the different sides of Melody you may get. So, and it's okay, but I still am who I am. I still am
Yes.
operating in my truth. I'm still authentic. I'm still all that God has designed me to be, but I just maybe have an off day.
Yeah, that's okay to do. Because if you didn't have an off day, how would you appreciate your good days? How would you even know that you had good
How
days
would
if
you
you
know the
didn't have bad
difference?
days?
How would you know the difference?
You wouldn't.
Yeah.
So this is what I think we should leave our audience with this week. We talked about writing lessons to our daughters. Even if you're not a mother yet, or you don't want to be a mother, that's fine. Whatever your thing is. So this would be like even letter to your own self, right? Like give us a piece of advice or a bullet point of a lesson that you would give young women. So that
I love it.
if you're not a parent yet or something, or you've never been a parent, don't think that you can't answer this question. You can. So this is just lesson for young girls to live
Yes.
by. So please
Yes.
put in the comments a lesson, and we can maybe make a list and we could
I
keep
love it.
adding to it. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
What are your words of wisdom? I would you, because of course this is how we kind of start. What would you want to hear from someone else at your age? What would help me? And I just said the same thing, that if there was something that I would have loved someone my age to pass on to me that would help a decision that I'm trying to make, I would love to pass this wisdom on. So, that's
Yes.
what it's all about. Let's talk. Let's talk.
Let's talk.
Yes.
Let's talk. All right. Well, I think that is going to close us for today's podcast. I hope everybody enjoyed our second episode of our podcast. Everybody know that we are growing with you guys. So please forgive us if there's something, if the lighting's not the best or something. We're learning along with you. And we hope that this just keeps growing and getting better. And so we get better as well.
Yes. Welcome to the community. Yes, we
Yes. Welcome to the
can
community.
rise together. Yes, we can.
Yes, we're going to rise together. I love that. All right. Well, thank you to everyone. And hopefully you'll tune back in next week.
Yes.
Bye, everyone.